Hola mi gente, I'm here today to talk to you about why you should take AP Spanish 5. In this video, I'm going to give you some key information about what AP Spanish 5 is like, as well as explain the benefits of continuing to study Spanish, and then at the end I'm going to let you hear what Spanish 5 kids say about Spanish 5. Spanish 5 works a lot like Spanish 4 with the vocab comprehension and production quizzes. Of course, we focus on the 3 modes of communication, and culture is a big key player in AP Spanish 5. We also allow retakes for linguistic and cultural competence assessments. There's a variety of ways that you can earn college credit by taking AP Spanish 5. You can take the credit through UMSL like you could Spanish 3 or 4, but even better yet is you'll take that AP exam in May, and when you pass that, you can earn a ton of credit depending on the university. You'll need to check with the universities and see how much credit they'll give you for a passing score of 3, 4, or 5. Don't forget that AP Spanish 5 is a weighted grade class. It looks fabulous on your transcript, and most importantly, it is your next step towards becoming fluent in Spanish. There's a lot of fun things that you get to do in Spanish 5. You'll be able to attend the Gozadera, which is our Spanish immersion night, and you are also eligible to go on those district-sponsored trips to Spain and Costa Rica.
The workload in comparison to like Spanish 4. Spanish 4 just kind of moves slow. It's like every other Spanish I've taken, but Spanish 5 is considerably more work. And I think if anyone is willing to take on a challenge of a college course, it is a college course, then they should definitely check out AP 5.
Yeah, the class moves at a faster pace, but I mean, it's nothing you can't handle. If you like choose to study and choose to do your reading logs and that kind of stuff, you won't fall behind.
I also think that Spanish 1 through 4 prepped me well for Spanish 5, and I was equipped well enough for Spanish 5. And it was really easy moving into from 4 to 5, so I really like it a lot.
It's definitely an AP class. It's a lot of work, but more Spanish.
Your ability to comprehend Spanish in your head increases dramatically. Like, you don't have to translate it necessarily, it just comes to you more naturally. More enjoyable.
Yeah, homework is basically a lot more regular during AP, and you also speak a lot more, so you have to get used to that.
I like, obviously, the college credit that you get from it. I mean, if you pass your AP exam, you're halfway to a minor in Spanish. It really eliminates a lot of the work that you have to do in college, and if you knock it out now, you're just that much ahead of the game.
I really love Spanish and like being pushed to speak Spanish every day and use it every day. That's really awesome. I also love Miss Highfield. I think she does a great job teaching it. She always has so much energy, and she pushes us to work harder and learn more, so I really like that.
What my favorite part about Spanish 5 is that it kind of combines all the other Spanishes previously, and it's just like all the things that you learned in grammar and all the old vocab that you have at your disposal. Is just really cool to see how it all comes together in one class.
I guess I think I'm like becoming a lot more like closer to being fluent in Spanish, so I could like speak with I don't know, people who that's like their first language, and I think that's really awesome.
Definitely, I agree. You can see your goal of being able to understand and speak it a lot easier. It just comes to your mind. You can just, like, you don't have to sit down and think what you're going to say. You can just speak. And if you ever go into a native speaking country, it's a lot more natural.
Yeah, I've been bilingual since I was a little kid, and now that I'm learning a new language, it's exciting to see that I'm becoming fluent in it, and that, you know, if I went to Spain one day, I could be able to talk with the natives and just be a regular person there, so it's pretty exciting.
My friends previously who took Spanish 5 told me to take it because that taking a year off and then deciding to do it in college would really not help you with your progress and your learning. The gap year would like hurt you. So I definitely, that's why I totally chose to take it now.
It's weird about it's weird about thinking that far into your future, but if you do plan to take Spanish in college, it's important that you keep with it because you can lose it fast. And your senior year, it's important to take it before college and then keep maintaining your Spanish in the transition from high school to college. And furthermore, if you graduate college with knowledge in Spanish, that can just set you apart in the career world. So finding a job set you apart from other candidates.
Right, and if you're planning on minoring in Spanish, that looks really good on a resume for job applications. And it's also just the world's becoming more bilingual, and speaking Spanish with other people is awesome. It's a good resource to have in your future, so that's why I do it. So.
I'd say it's like very fast paced, so it's hard to like keep up and be prepared for everything.
It's a full-time commitment. Like, you can't just come in every day and I'm just gonna put in time during class. You gotta put in time after school, but it is a fast-paced class, and it's always changing, but it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, there's a lot more material in AP, and you really have to keep up with it, or else you're going to fall behind. Especially with the verb forms, we learn a lot of different things in AP, and so if you don't keep up with it regularly, it does get really stressful. So you gotta study really regularly.
What's the hardest part of AP Spanish?
I think the hardest part about AP Spanish is just making all your grammar tenses and all like the things that you know previously come together, and just working with each part to make it beautiful. And
Hardest part for me is making sure that I find time outside of class to do the work that's necessary to like maintain pace with the class, because Ms. Heifel, she runs a very well-paced class. It's on a strict guideline, but if you fall behind outside of class, it's only going to set you back. And even if you have a busy schedule, it's important to take the time to go over your words.
And then the hardest part for me is it's a language, so I'm always learning more and more, so it's very stressful at some points. But also, like Cole said, I like to make sure I'm doing my work outside of class, going on my Quizlets even though I already might know the words. And then also, it's making sure that I know everything for the AP exam. Mrs. Heifel tries to make sure we know everything, all the content, and it's very important that we know all that. So.
According to the 2010 census, Hispanics make up more than 17% of the U.S. population. The projected Hispanic population of the United States by 2050 is 132.8 million, 30% of the nation's population. The sheer number of Spanish speakers and their rate of growth makes learning Spanish a smart choice. Learning Spanish is rapidly becoming a business necessity. Hispanic consumers are the fastest growing market segment. If you are bilingual, you will be more marketable and have more career choices than your monolingual counterpart. Research indicates that knowing and using 2 languages reduces your chances of developing dementia, including Alzheimer's disease. Knowing Spanish will completely transform your travel experience. When you travel to a Spanish-speaking country, knowing the language will allow you to move from the role of observer to that of an active participant. If you want to explore the area and get to know the local people, you need to know Spanish. Knowing how to speak Spanish will enable you to help others. Learning to speak Spanish will put you in a position where you can help both Spanish speakers who don't speak English and English speakers who don't speak Spanish within the U.S. borders and abroad. Multiple studies show that language learning correlates with higher academic achievement on standardized test measures, including the ACT and SAT. Studying Spanish increases critical thinking, problem solving, flexibility, and the ability to think divergently. Get ahead while you're still in high school. Spanish 4 and AP Spanish are both weighted grade courses. Plus, through the UMSL Advanced Credit Program, students can begin earning college credit in Spanish 3, 4, and AP. Learning Spanish helps you develop global and cultural competence. As future citizens, workers, and leaders of our country, our students must have an understanding of other cultures and an ability to interact successfully with those from different backgrounds. Learning Spanish at EHS from our dedicated and experienced teachers is fun, engaging, and it focuses on communication, connecting to other disciplines, connecting to the community, and becoming lifelong learners.